Yes! Look! 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 It's beautiful! She's beautiful! Yes! Here we go. Okay, so, Zenkai Awakening Cauliflower is here. I am so excited. Ermagerd. She's a whim. You see the smile? I don't even care if she's trash at this point. If you main females, rejoice. This is our time. We can use this unit. We could use a good purple unit. If you're a rival warriors main, you can actually, or universe 6 universe like unit person team thing. You can use them too otherwise, but I'd rather use them on females. That's just me. Or alternatively, if you're like super big brain, you could do the secret OP team of Super Saiyan 2 Shallot boosting the Caulifla and other stuff. And it's a secret. No one should know. Anyways, let's take a look at her kit. Let's take a look at what she does and see how good she actually is. So we take a look at the featured character. Let's take a look at her regular stats. At 7 stars, what are her overall stats? And right off the bat, I'm going to tell you this right now without capping. Her stats are insane. Now, and I'm referring to base stats. We haven't even looked at her kit yet. Her stats are among the highest I have seen in a Zenkai in a while. And how are they going to probably balance that out? By not giving her as OP of a toolkit. And honestly, that is fair. Because if you're going to give something high amounts of firepower, you have to kick it somewhere. Otherwise, you're just making a completely busted unit. Go on, 18. What? So basically, you just got to pay attention to what you're actually giving the unit and making sure you're not going overboard. They definitely probably did a very good job on that. So let's take a look at max stats, because I'm going to have her at max stats. I already have her at 14 stars, so I just want to see what it's going to look like. And yeah, strike is 290. Her blast attack is 250, which is respectable. It is on the lower side. We're not gonna lie, but it is respectable for a unit that is primarily strike focused. Her strike defense and blast defense are absurdly high. I think this is one of the highest I've seen in a Zenkai, just period. I don't know if she's the best in terms of defense, but as soon as I saw that 181, I'm like, okay. Okay, I see this, and it's terrifying. Because it just clearly indicates to me that she will have some defensive properties, even if she is primarily a strike-based unit. Now, I'm not going to say go overboard and say, like, she definitely is going to be your tank of the team. Generally, when you play females, aka the whims, you don't want to be tanking. You want to be just being the offensive powerhouse and never letting up. They're kind of like fusions in a sense. You just want to keep attacking. You don't want to get hit, okay? So just because she definitely has defense doesn't mean let her just, take hits all the time. You might want to change it up a little. But the fact that we do get a purple, like a relevant purple, I would say, for females means that we actually have now access to someone that we can use other than Android 21 Evil, who, despite being a really good unit, unfortunately it just takes too long to get to the transformation, and by that point, the game might be already over, or she's maybe already dead, or who knows what. Basically, you just want someone that is strong from the get-go. Otherwise, it's just not worth it. So, yeah, overall, I like her. She holds 2 strike cards. That's going to be great for 18. And she synergizes extremely well with the Android 21 Good. And the reason for that is because Android 21 Good's kit just allows her to synergize with anyone she wants, as long as the units that are actually pairing with her have a green card to switch. Which, by the way, yeah, that's right. She can switch her blast to strike, so therefore it doesn't really matter. And we already knew this going into this, because LeJohn's already explained this, but I'm just going over, is she worth it? And yeah, overall, I do feel like she is worth it. If you do not main any of the teams that I've stated, you don't need to get her at all. Like, just skip her. Like, if you play Future, you don't need her. If you play Rivals or Universe 6, although God forbid you're playing Universe 6, if you're playing Rival Universe, she's probably your best option at the current moment. But, that's not to say that she will probably find her way out. I would say not necessarily shortly, but in a while. And the reason for it is just because she is not going to actually buff rivals, right? She only buffs Universe 6 or girls. So therefore, right now, Universe 6 is kind of in that rut where they don't really have much, and this is not exactly enough to make her viable or make the team viable, but it's a step in the right direction. Whereas girls, they're this is a solid unit. This is great. So I don't really have much to say. Only thing that I really always complained about this unit, although I guess at the time it made sense, and even now it kind of makes sense. Crush Cannon being a blast-based move. As you know, or you should know, your blue cards are going to be tied in with either your blast orientation or your strike orientation. Because it's Crush Cannon, because it's a long-range attack, it actually synergizes with her blast stat and not her strike stat, meaning it will not be doing as much damage as you would normally want it to do. So just keep that in mind. Unfortunately, that is the reality, but to be fair, I think that is fair. I think it's worth noting that there is a need for certain balancing. And this has always been the case, but even back then when she first came out, it was definitely needed. So, I'm okay with it. Then let's take a look at her main ability. Her main ability draws her a strike card. Great. She keeps up with combos. Love it. She restores ki by 50. Love it. Basically any main ability that gives you ki, you automatically should love. 40% extra to strike damage for only 15 timer counts. That's a little sad to me. I wish that they let her keep that for a little longer. Although I do understand why they've been hesitant. They are trying to balance things. They're trying to not break things. It just makes sense. Which, speaking of which, actually, for Rivals and Universe 6, I feel so bad for those of you that were trying to pull that purple hit, only for him to be kind of invalidated by her release. So yeah, that's another thing. But anyways, let's go back to this. Cancels own attribute downgrades in abnormal conditions. Love it. Love it. I have nothing bad to say about this. It does take 20 timer counts to activate, but I feel like it won't really matter just because she'll be around within 20 timer counts or after 20 timer counts. She should be, at least. Meaning that you'll be able to do this, you'll be able to extend combos, and you'll also be able to just have your 18 help her out, and they'll be a nice pair. And now, for the first time, if you lose 18, I feel like you actually have a decent substitute unit, so you're not forced to basically go 18 or bust. This is nice. But again, this is just by looking at it from a first glance without actually considering toolkits and everything else. So let's really dive in now and see. All right, so for the Zenkai ability, we already know. I mean, not for the Z ability, we know, but for the Zenkai, for this one, they really wanted to cover Rival Universe. This is why I call her a Rival Universe purple main unit. You could have her buff the hit, right? So the hit could get the extra damage, but Zenkai buffing isn't as powerful as people or other YouTubers make you believe. They're good, and if you can stack multiple, yes, but at that point it becomes more of a meme than it does become actually relevant, unless we're talking about blue-purple color counter teams, like mainly blue color counter teams. That's actually really good. Don't sleep on that. That's scary. But, mind you, why buff the hit when you could just buff her? She buffs herself, and on top of that, there's a whole bunch of purple Saiyan units that could Zenkai buff her as well. So if you're going to buff anyone realistically, buff her. She's the one that wants it. She's the one that's going to actually benefit greatly from it. So yeah, just if you're going to Zenkai buff, this is the one to buff. All right, let's take a look. So we have Anti-Saiyan. They didn't add anything. They didn't change anything. They just left it as it is. They were like, 40% extra damage to Saiyans cannot be canceled. Lovely. Sun Fam, Saiyans, Super Saiyans, watch out. You're going to take a lot of damage. Great. Then we're going to go to Don't Run Away. The following effects occur when enemy switches characters while this character is on the battlefield. Restore 40 ki. Increase your damage by 15% per each girl or Rival Universe battle member. This is actually really freaking good. Now more than ever. Because you've got Future that runs around a lot. We've got hybrids that will do whatever it takes to keep either the Gohan or the Blue Trunks alive. Mainly the Gohan, though. And you're just thinking, I just want some extra damage right now. I'm feeling an extra, 30 30% damage or 15% damage. Great. Here you go. This is it. This is why you want to keep your entire core team alive if you can, or at least one unit alive. Literally because Caulifla can stack this. So if your opponent switches twice and you have all your members, 60% extra damage to strike. Top of that, 80 ki. And then on top of that, you have about 20 seconds, or better to say 10 and 10 seconds to get the full output, damage output for this. And if it's future, it could be even more. So certain tags, they might switch out even more. This synergizes super well with 18. Please do not sleep on this. Don't Run Away is such a powerful move that if they had buffed this anymore or done anything else to upgrade this, I feel like they could have busted her. All they had to do was slap on card draw speed and that would be it. But yeah, it's best that they don't. All right, let's move on to Boundless Progress. So now we're applying this to herself each time she's faced with an enemy. This is each time. So if they switch again, she applies this again. This is important because this is synergy. This is called synergy, and it's clear-cut synergy, which is great. So we got it's gain buff minus 15% to enemy sustained damage cut for 10 timer counts, which is stackable. Okay, that means that anyone that has like a cover change that would decrease the amount of damage they take, well, you kind of nullify portions of it. That's great because her overall stats on top of that, it makes sense. And it's best that they actually don't allow her to do more than 15% per stack, because otherwise, literally there would be no stopping her. If she just plows through you, she plows through you. And you do not want this game to become just one card combo plow. That's not exactly fun for anyone. And then on top of that, she also gets 40% to key recovery. Great. So it's basically she could get 80% key recovery. Nice. So yeah, overall, this is fantastic already. I know it looks underwhelming, but you have to consider it from every single time. If you are commanding the battle loop, or basically you do a commanding field, if you're on the offensive, all of these things are going to apply. And that's just going to make you want to keep her in the fight as long as you can until she has to switch out, which in that case, 18 can more than pick up the slack, or vice versa. So this is actually much better than people might give it credit for. But again, also be aware that she does have her flaws, and we will talk about them after I praise her enough, okay? And then finally, That's Fine With Me applies the following effects to self when battle starts. She gets 30% damage inflicted, which cannot be canceled. Great. And she also reduces damage that receives by 20%, cannot be canceled. Simple, easy, understandable effects. Sure, it sounds very benign, and you wouldn't be wrong. The relevancy of how much damage she takes isn't very relevant, but I guess you could say it is a little bit relevant, because if we're shaving 20% off of your overall opponent's base attack stats while also applying her defense, she might actually tank. So you might actually want to apply defensive equips onto her, because this could actually make a huge difference and could actually make her the tank that you're looking for. Now, you'd have to experiment and play around with that, but overall, I definitely think that she is a fantastic unit and shouldn't be slept on as much as people don't give it credit for. Now, let's talk about some of the problems with this unit, just in general. Okay, so first off, card draw speed. So she is no 18. This is without a doubt easy to tell. She does not keep combos going, not reliably at least. So really expect maybe 5, maybe 6 cards in a combo, and that's it with her. No more. You could only do a 7th card if the stars align with her main ability, but that's it. I don't see any more card draw speed unless you're applying outside utility. So if you're applying, let's say I believe it was the red 18. I can't remember if she gives everyone card draw speed or not, but let's say she does or someone else does, then yeah, I could totally see it. So basically, give her card draw speed with someone else, and yeah, she'll be phenomenal. That's one of her biggest issues. Oh, another issue is her blast. Even though the blast is respectable, it's still not ideal, and you would rather use the green card in order to fix that mistake. Another thing, she doesn't proactively draw green cards on her own, meaning sometimes you will find yourselves with a whole hand of blast, and there's nothing you can do about it. So she definitely has her cons. So when you decide to pick her up, be aware of those flaws and be aware that although she could be a decent last woman standing, she is not meant to be that. That honor still goes to Android 18. That still goes to Android 21 good. You do not want really Caulifla to be your last woman standing. So if she has to go, like through a Rising Rush or let her dies to keep 18 alive or 21 alive, do that. Realistically, if someone has to die, she should be the first to go. But I hope that was enlightening. I hope that made sense. I think this is pretty much it. I personally am going to summon on her. So I guess the final thing we're going to do, because I'm actually going to try to pull... Well, I'm not going to try to pull her. I'm going to pull her, is to do it. So we're going to go and we're going to do it right now. And so just sit back, relax, and watch us do a whole bunch of this. And I'm excited, so we're just going to skip. We're not even going to watch the animation. We already know what we're getting. So 100, 100, 100, 100, 70, 70, 70, 100, and we get the 100 freebie, which means we get the Zenkai 1. Which I do enjoy the freebies. I think that the freebies are a nice touch. It really helps with getting this. But I'm excited. I want to see what she gets. So, boom, she's already doing all this. This is great. And this is why, actually, I ended up doing the event before I did the Zenkai, because the last thing I need is to be using a Zenkai 7 Caulifla, and then, you know, having people call me a whale and stuff like that, because, you know, yeah. Either way, point is, here you go. So I love it. I think she's awesome. I think that she's really good. She has her flaws. Be aware of those flaws and you won't have that much of an issue. I really hate how we can't skip this animation yet. They really need to let us skip a whole bunch of this. But she looked beautiful and I love her. So we'll just keep going. We'll do the full 7, Zenkai 7 right now, and let's do it. All right. But yeah, no, loving her. I think that she's going to be a fantastic addition. And I have literally no complaints. Ooh, and we're also going to get the freebie on top of that. We got full 100s. That's very lucky. Because that means any 70s from now on won't hurt us as bad. Oh, that's so beautiful. Now we're going to just move on to the next one and keep it going. So we got like... I'm hoping to do this within 7,000 Chrono Crystals. Maybe even less, but we'll see. We'll see. 70, 70, 100, 100, 100, 100, 70. All right, so we did get it, and we're getting the freebie. So like I said, the fact that we got full 100s the last round really saved our butts. All right, so we're going to get the full increase. We're going to get the card art sleeves. I'm still not going to change it. I still want 18. I wish, okay, if there's one thing that I wish they did cosmetically, is that they had different card art sleeves that you could like pick and choose which card art sleeves go for which card, instead of like having to be forced to use all the card art sleeves for specific things. That would have been cool to me, because I would have loved to have like my ult be Super Saiyan 3 Goku, like the green one, but my strike be 18, whereas my blast could be, I don't know, Nameku or someone like that. And then my green card could be Caulifla, and then my blue card could be my Super Saiyan 3 purple Goku, you know, just something like that. That would have been, I think, awesome. Obviously, that's, I think, a minor thing and something that I would like to do, maybe have them do later, not right now. There's so many other issues that they could tackle, like, you know, having a server for PvP would be nice. You know, not some player-to-player connection garbage. I don't want to play on McDonald's Wi-Fi. Don't want to do that. And I want the cheating to just stop. There's so much cheating. We're going to skip that. It doesn't matter. And then let's see, 100, 170, 70. Okay, oof, that's a lot. Ooh, okay. But at least we got the freebie. The freebie saved us. Okay. This is a lot of, like, close calls. So it's going to suck if I have to do an extra 100, but we'll just make it work if it has to be that way. So, yeah. All right. When we got that. Yep, there we go. So now she's Zenkai 5. And here's hoping we get a full 100 for this next round, because if we don't, it's going to hurt my soul, because we might have to do a single summon just to fix up the problem. But we'll see. We'll see. Oh, no. This is looking pretty bad. This is looking pretty bad. Yeah, it's looking pretty bad. Oh, wait. We got the freebie. We got the freebie. Oh, thank God. Okay, we're okay. We're okay. We got the Zenkai 6. And then we're going to do the Zenkai 7. And then hopefully we don't have to do a single summon. But if we do, it's going to be pain. We're going to have to do it anyways. And that will be that. And if you are Zenkai awakening this beautiful, beautiful whim, you will be applying so many points to your guild. It's unbelievable. And we did it. We got the freebie. There we go. Done. So we only had to do 7,000 Chrono Crystals. Love it. And this is why the freebie is super good. Perfect. Absolutely beautiful. And now she is maxed out in terms of just like her Zenkai. So the last thing for me to do is to boost her up completely, and that will be that. But anyways, that's the video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't hesitate to tickle the like button if you haven't already, subscribe, and click the bell for more notificaciones so you never miss another one of my videos. Have yourselves a salty day, and I will see you in the next video.
Mana mana, bum dum bum, bum dum bum, blam blam, Saitama!